Hi friends, almost happy new year. My voice is getting better. I'm actually on my way today to a doctor's appointment, what was it called? Voice therapist, I think. Anyway, to try to find out if there's some exercises I can do for my voice, for my vocal cords, so that I'm not always like this for the rest of my life, which I might be. I might just be at a stage in my life. I might be older, and it might just be what is in the cards. But I really never had any voice issues until a couple years ago. So I attribute it to maybe a lot of stress with caretaking for Rodney that last year. And whenever I would get a cold and a cough, I would lose my voice. And then it took me a long time to recover because I was teaching and I was talking and I cough and I clear my throat a lot. I've been doing that for years. If you know me, you know that that's always been a terrible habit in the mornings. But so I might just be reaping what I've sown all those years. I don't know, but I'm going to talk to somebody about it. So I'm on my way to the doctor and I have some time in the car, and I thought about doing a post-Christmas, post-holidays thought download. Had a good Christmas. Even going back to Thanksgiving, it was a good Thanksgiving. Last year, I remember it was my first holiday season without Rodney, and you have all these, what word am I looking for? Speculations? I don't know if that's the right word, but you're kind of assuming because of what you read, what other people have gone through, what you think it's going to be like. And it's just never that way. You never know. You can't plan for it. So I remember last year, actual Thanksgiving Day and Christmas Day were both good, because you're surrounded by family and friends, and it was the week after both holidays that I kind of went into my slump. But then I came out, and I wasn't sure what this year was going to look like, if I was going to be having the same emotions. And it's been different. It's been better. And I was thinking about this on the way as I was driving. I don't ever want to say like I'm done, because I don't think you're ever done. But it definitely gets lighter. I think I've said that before. I feel like the hole in my heart is getting smaller. There was a time that you feel your body physically is aching for your person. And I don't want to be over dramatic and dramatize everything, but it's just the way you feel, that you have this hole in your heart that can't be filled, of course, by a human. I mean, we know that God's the only one that fills our hearts completely, but you know what I'm trying to say. In the natural, in a relationship with somebody, when your heart is broken. And I just never really understood those terms. I had said them before, but to physically feel like an ache or a hurt in your heart. And I haven't felt that in quite a while, which is a blessing. And so I think that hole is shrinking. But what I find is, I think what is the hardest for me are the memories. The memories come all the time. And they're not even drawn out memories. If this is even a thing, they're thought memories. So you have a thought and you have an image of a memory tied to something you just read or you just saw or somewhere you're sitting. It's the most bizarre thing. And you have this instantaneous memory, this visual, and then it dissipates. And I have those all the time. So, and they're always the same. So for example, my husband was a student of the Bible. He loved the Bible. He loved to read. Mornings were always his time, and I could find him on the couch reading or in a chair. So, I mean, that was his lifestyle from when I first met him. And a lot of the memories that come to me, the thought memories, I guess I'll call it, when we were first married and we lived over on Chestnut, this little cute 2-bedroom house, which I wish now we would have kept all these years. We would have been debt-free, living in this little 2-bedroom quaint house, but it's okay. And I see him sitting in this chair that we had with his Bible open. He always had a red pen and a highlighter. And I see him sitting there. And I'm in the bedroom doing something, I don't know. And whenever I read my Bible, whenever I'm doing my devotions, I instantly see that image of him. And it's in our house on Chestnut. He's sitting in the chair. He's reading the Bible. It's the most bizarre thing. I just think that's bizarre. Some other people may not think it's that big of a deal, but I just think it's that memory every single time. Anyway, it's not a bad memory, but I have the memory and then I realize, not that you've forgotten that he's not here, but he's not here. He's not here. And those are things that happen to me all the time. And again, I don't know if other widows feel that or widowers. But for me, that's kind of the chain reaction that happens. Not so much, as much, I guess I should say, with places around town. I remember making a video for my YouTube channel sharing that he's everywhere. And he is, because we both were raised in the Marysville, Olivehurst, Yuba City area. Of course, we didn't know each other till we met each other as young adults, but he grew up just streets away from where I played at my grandma's house, which is kind of bizarre to think of, but anyway, there's still points everywhere in town, but it's not as, I can't think of the words I want to use. It's not as heavy, it's not as drastic when I see the street sign or the business or the house. It's not as heavy. It doesn't hurt as much. So, I mean, I know that's just all the process, the grieving process, but so coming through the holidays, I would say it was easier than last year, lighter. I use that term a lot because you feel the heaviness lifting off of your chest and your heart. So that's the only way I really know how to explain it. And it was wonderful to be with my family. My kids really, the grandbabies are they're really they're my everything. And whenever I'm down or having a rough moment or a rough day, if I can find a picture of them, I automatically get a smile on my face. And my kids too, of course. I love my adult kids, but those grandbabies, I tell you, you just want to squeeze their guts out. I used to tell my kids that when they were little, and then I tell my grandbabies, I'm going to squeeze your guts out. Always said that. But anyway, So it was good. It was good. I think my kids had a good time. Got to spend time with my mom and just enjoyed the season. So now I have this last week before break, for break. I'm just trying to enjoy every day, sleep in when I can. I do have things planned so that I don't sit in depression. Nothing for New Year's Eve. I'm not a big New Year's Eve person anyway, and nothing for New Year's Day or Friday. I mean, I may try to, see a friend, but I don't have anything in stone. And then I am going to see a dear friend on Saturday, my high school best friend. We're going to meet up. We try to meet up once a year. And we keep in touch all through the year, but I'm excited to see her. And then I'll see the kids on Saturday night. So kind of back to normal next week. I go back to work on Tuesday. And I'm usually always ready after break to get back into, my routine. And so it's been a good break. And I don't really have anything new to report. I did have lunch with an old student. I say old, not old in years, but gosh, I haven't been his teacher in 20-something years. So it is old, but we had lunch. We have lunch when he comes to town. And he was very encouraging and getting on my case in a good way about getting, to my book and writing my book. And I'm trying to write a book about my story, just Rodney and I and my story. So it's hard when you've never done it. I don't even know where to begin, but I do have one chapter finished and just trying to navigate that. But just need to spend more time in my office working on more written things. Sorry, and stay off of social media, and just media can take a lot of our time. Anyway, I was blessed to be interviewed on a widow podcast. I think I just posted that a couple days ago. I had held on to it for a while, and I came upon it and I thought, oh, maybe, I mean, you just never know. You just want to help people, right? I mean, that's the goal. If this can help one person, as Emily Dickinson said, and many others, I'm sure. But just letting people know they're not alone, going through trauma, going through loss, and encouraging people. So that's my hope. And the kids are good, grandkids are good, all is well. So looking forward to a new year. But I was sharing with my friend, I said, the old me was always, and not that these are bad things, but always into the New Year's revolutions, right? Not resolutions, but the New Year goals, and looking forward and leaving the past behind and all that stuff, which is all good. But I'm not that person anymore to where I think about that. I think about today, and I think about tomorrow. And that's about as far as I get. As far as goals and commitments and things like that, because I don't have it in me, number one. And biblically, right, Jesus says, don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow has enough problems of its own. I know that I don't believe that means don't ever plan, don't have goals. I don't believe that. I was really a person that got caught up in the future and trying to plan out the future and hoping that it turned out this way, because if it turned out this way, then everything would be good. Everything would be comfortable. Everything would be convenient. And it never did. Can I just say it never did? But that was always, I lived there for many, many years because I was discontented where I was, or things weren't moving the way I wanted them to. And so in my mind, I would play these scenarios. If this happened, if I could do this, if I were here, if, right? And I don't live like that anymore. And I hope I never do. And so today I'm going to go to the doctor, and then I'm going to go see my friend and have coffee with her and visit. And then I'm going to go home. Oh, another thing I was going to bring up is that Christmas decorations. And I'm a big Christmas decorator. Probably not to the extreme of some that I know, but December 1st, I always went through Thanksgiving because I love Thanksgiving, so I never hijacked Thanksgiving. But December 1st, the tree came out, all the decorations, so you have it all month long. The beautiful tree every morning, the tree lights were on as I sat and did my devotions with my coffee, and Rodney loved it. He loved it. He always loved Christmas. But the day after Christmas, even Christmas night, the tree lights did not come on anymore. I cannot tell you why he was like that, but that's how he was. And I would turn the lights on, let's say it's the day after, or I would come in and say, why don't you have the tree lights on? He goes, it's not Christmas. It's not Christmas anymore. And so being married to him for almost 40 years, the Christmas tree decorations came down the day after Christmas. And sometimes I think the longest they ever stayed up were maybe 2 days after, just because I was in a funk or something, you know. But they always came down. And I was ready too. And I was ready to get everything kind of fresh and clean and back to normal. And honestly, this year, the first time I've ever felt this way. And I'm just kind of rolling with it because it's not good or bad, right? Rodney would say it's not a good thing or a bad thing, it's just a real thing. I'm still enjoying my Christmas tree. And I started all this to say I think I'm going to put my stuff away tonight, like my Christmas decorations tonight. But I haven't been in a hurry. And I've enjoyed my tree in the following days after Christmas, and I would turn the lights on. And so anyway, I don't know how many of you were like that. I just thought it was interesting that I was holding on to Christmas, I think, which again, I don't feel was a bad thing or a good thing. I just wanted to, and I did. And that's what happens now. It's like, I just want to, so I do. And when it's just you know, you do whatever you want. I don't want to be unhealthy, right? I don't always eat the best. And I eat like a kid sometimes, but in this last year, I don't know. I'll get a hold of it eventually. So, all right, friends. Well, I think that's it. I'll wrap it up. And this has been a long one, so I don't know if I kept all of you, but that's all right. Fast forward, whatever. It's just for me. And honestly, my channel is it's a time machine. That's really what it is. It's a time machine. So, all right. Happy New Year, friends.